Welcome back. Let's go back to our top story. Former crime intelligence boss Richard Mdluli's application for leave to appeal his conviction and sentence has been dismissed. In July last year, Mdluli and a former police officer were convicted of the 1999 kidnapping and assault of Opa Ramokhibe, the husband of Mdluli's ex-lover. Glynnis Breytenbach, a former prosecutor for the National Prosecuting Authority, joins us now live. So, of course, you played a major role when it comes to pushing for Richard Mdluli's prosecution, because there were so many things that happened around it, especially when you take into account Lawrence Mrwebi's decision to withdraw this case. Today, finally, we see him behind bars.
Hi, yes. Well, this is a different case. These charges were related to the death of Opa Ramokhibe. Mdluli and his accomplice were charged with kidnapping, assault with intent to do grievous bodily harm, and intimidation. The intimidation charges were dismissed, but they were convicted of the others. And yes, we certainly played a role in pushing for this prosecution. The prosecution that Lawrence Mrwebi dismissed has been re-enrolled, and it will be probably heard early next year. This particular one resorts under the Director of Public Prosecutions in Gauteng, which is Andrew Chauke, and he withdrew this matter and then sent it for an inquest. Why they weren't charged with murder is anybody's guess, but certainly yes, it's a vindication for everybody who fought for the rule of law in this matter, and more particularly for freedom under law, who put their money where their mouth was and litigated mercilessly to ensure that the rule of law would be upheld and that poor decision making was reviewed. So kudos to them.
So I know you have questions around the other charges that, were not why he's behind bars right now. But this is the first step, so to speak, and still a very significant sentence, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge first step. It's an incredibly important judgment. It's an incredibly important sentence. It demonstrates to all South Africans that our courts will not stand for this type of behavior, for this crass abuse of power, for this type of ignoring the law, and that if the police investigate effectively and the prosecution services prosecute efficiently, then there are consequences for bad behavior. So it's an incredibly important decision, and the judge acquitted himself incredibly well with respect. In summing up the body of evidence and expressing himself very clearly on the aspects of retribution, of punishment, etc. So it also demonstrates how important it is for civil society to remain engaged and to participate in this process. It's not something that happens over there somewhere. It happens right here with us, and in this particular case, civil society and NGOs triumph. So it's a wonderful thing. It's a very important judgment.
And as a former prosecutor who was involved in the overall matter regarding Richard Mdluli, who else do you think still needs to be jailed?
Why, do you have, I don't know how much time you have.
I don't have that much time, but tell me who the important ones.
The list is endless, but the matter that Mdluli faces in the Specialized Commercial Crime Court is one of fraud and theft. It's a big matter. I believe that there's a strong case. It's been enrolled again, so that is the matter that Mrwebi withdrew, and it's back on the roll. It will be heard early next year, and I've every reason to believe that it will be prosecuted as effectively. So we'll wait and see. But there are a bunch of people along with Mdluli who should be on their way to jail, and they must be feeling quite nervous, and they certainly won't sleep well tonight.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it, Glynnis Breytenbach.